We are So Not Straight would like to acknowledge that the recording of this podcast takes place on the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Welcome to We Are So Not Straight,
the podcast where two drag sisters talk about everything curvy, swervy, and crooked.
We are your hosts, Michaela
and DJ.
And we are so happy you're tuning in. Did we do it?
That was good!
I couldn't tell. It didn't sound good on my side, but maybe it sounds good on your side. So you know what? We'll check it out when I check the recording.
We were perfectly in sync over here.
Were we actually? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to hear it now.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we are so excited to be getting into the second episode of season 2.
Yes, but before we get into that, we just want to clarify a couple of things.
Anytime we mention any drag artist or anything like that, we just want to make it clear that we are not here to judge their art.
Art is subjective and all forms of art are valid.
We are commenting on how their art relates to the challenges that have been put before them.
And second, everything that we say on this podcast is our opinion and our opinion alone.
With that being
said. Yes, I was going to say, we are back again.
Oh God, please. Not her. Not this. I'm wearing my glasses.
You are, but that's okay. You're going to have to wear them and you're going to have to deal with it. So, ha.
Yeah, so for everyone at home and DJ's glasses disappear every take, you know why. Because I'm a mess.
In case you couldn't tell by the fact that we filmed. Also, my hair is a mess. It just keeps falling in front of my face. Excuse me.
You have like a ponytail elastic.
I do,
right?
but I'm just not going to do it because, again, same thing for continuity's sake. My hair is down in all the other videos. Oh my gosh. We're a mess, but that's why you keep coming back. Because you love us and you love our messy, not professionalism.
I don't know.
Anyways, with that being said, let's get into the episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this segment of the We Are So Not Straight podcast. As you all know, this segment is called Let Me Introduce You, and this week I am introducing you to the villainous Luxy Charms.
Hey.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Oh my God, so happy to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Definitely, yes. Definitely one of the people that I clocked right away. I was like, we need to have Miss Girl on here. So, I just have like a couple of questions about you and your drag character, and
yeah.
I just want to like dive right in.
Okay,
so,
sounds
speaking
good.
of drag character, sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm like,
oh no, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so first question: can you describe your drag persona a little bit for us?
I consider myself a rock and roll clown from hell. Basically, that's my drag character. Yeah.
We love.
Yeah.
Is there anything...
I love that.
Michaela's like, mm-hmm. Is there anything you draw inspiration from for your drag character?
So I don't know if you ever watched the show Metalocalypse, but like Roxo the Clown, he's like this crazy ass clown that does cocaine and like kills people. Basically him. Nancy from The Craft, because you know sometimes
That's
she's
cool.
a goth girl.
Mm-hmm.
Basically any iconic bad bitch.
We live. Oh my God, I love a clown doing cocaine.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
I don't like clowns in general, so that's great.
Because Michaela's a wimp.
Sometimes I don't do clown.
So much.
You're welcome.
They're just not my thing. Like, I just don't like. If people want to dress up as them, go for it. I just will stay away from clowns.
You were never into the big comfy couch.
I was, except for actually, I have a funny story about that.
There's a funny story.
So, when I was little, I was obsessed with big comfy couch. Loved big comfy couch. And then we went to the mall because Lunette and Molly came to the mall.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, right. Okay. except for I was absolutely terrified and I bawled my eyes out and I could not handle it. And I started like full on crying in a meltdown because Lunette scared me so badly that my mom had to buy me a Molly doll to get me to calm down. So,
Oh my God. That's kind of
oops,
hilarious.
right? Kind of
As
funny,
I
but
said before,
also
Michaela's a
terrifying.
wimp.
I am. I will admit it.
Okay, so I also heard that you are a member of the House of Windsor.
Yes.
Can you explain the house a little bit more?
So we're kind of just like a drag collective of like weirdos and weirdos from the town that we live in. We have pretty much every range of drag in our house. We have a king, we have non-binary, we have AFAB performers. We're a pretty small new group of people. I think there's only like 5 members of us. But yeah, we have a little group chat. We give each other advice. We that kind of stuff basically. We want to do a show all together. We've actually never done a show with all of us all together, so maybe this year. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, house morals are definitely important to me, Michaela. So we love a good house.
Yeah.
For sure.
So speaking of shows, have you done anything fun show-wise? Camp? Do you have any plans to do anything show-wise? And can you spill a little bit of that for us?
Okay, so I don't have any shows booked right now. I kind of was taking a little bit of a break for the holidays. You know, money's tight, obviously, around Christmas, and drag's expensive. So I was kind of like, oh, I'll take a little bit of a break, but I'm definitely going to be doing more shows this year for sure. I'm kind of not a big fan of winter, so I'm kind of waiting for winter to be over. I kind of hibernate.
Oh my god, I would love to just be like a hamster, hibernate, sleep for like 8 months, wake up when it's summer again, and we're good. She's set to go.
Right.
Like, we live.
I've only been
Sure.
performing for a little bit, actually. I think a full year, actually. It's been now that I've actually been
Wow.
performing in drag, which is fun. It was great. Drag is fun.
So, I know you said it's only been a year, but if you had any advice to give a baby performer, what would it be?
Know your words. Definitely know your words. Just have fun. Like, you know what I mean? Don't take it too seriously. 'Cause I remember my first performance, like I definitely was in my own head. I think I even blacked out on stage. Like I don't even remember what I did. I was just like, "Oh, I guess it was good." And so definitely just have fun with it. If you're a drinker, don't drink until you're done, I would say, just because you don't want to be that sloppy queen that's like making a mess of themselves. Um, and yeah, just have fun. Get a good, strong group of people that are your friends to come and support you and throw some dollars at you. That's always the best.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yes. Michaela, at my show, you'll be making it rain. No, you will not be getting paid.
Excuse
Sorry,
you? Girl, if I'm coming
Michaela's
all the
like-
way to freaking New York, you are paying me.
Michaela's like, $1 for me, $1 for you.
Yeah, exactly.
That. It's that.
Well, see, in Canada, we get more than $1, so it's great.
Yep. We do.
Guess I'm coming to Canada then.
I've told you multiple times to come to Canada. You don't listen to me.
Oh my god, I'm going to Toronto just to piss her off because
No. You're
Toron-
going to come to Vancouver because you love me.
The weather is way better in Vancouver right now.
Agreed.
cut to Michaela complaining about like the 18 feet of snow that she just got.
Okay, the snow was terrible, I gotta say. It was actually awful. I couldn't go like anywhere. We were like all stuck in our houses. It sucked. But now the snow's gone and it's kind of like not super
no.
cold, so it's a good temperature currently.
Perfect.
It's not like too cold, so I'm in a good place now. And there's another siren going past my house.
I love the siren. Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, they're after you.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that's the ride, everyone. That's our show. Thank you so much. Wrap it up.
Our ride's here. No.
Michaela is currently being arrested for season
Yeah, exactly.
87 of Breaking Bad. Anyway, so y'all, we know, y'all are in Canada. What would you like to see added to the Canadian drag scene?
More variety, definitely. I feel like so the reason I did start drag was just because personally in the town that I live in, I didn't really see any alternative drag. Like it was a lot of like top 40 hits, which there's a place for that. It's great. I'm throwing my dollar bills at them just like anyone else. But I was kind of like, I want to see something different.
That's weird.
More freaks, definitely more freaks, more variety, more drag kings would be great. You don't really see a lot of drag kings a lot. I think my town or city I live in particular has two. So it would be great to see more drag kings for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about earlier about how like you got started because you wanted to see more freaks, and that was like why you got started with drag. And for me, it was
Yeah,
because I didn't see the side of what I wanted to do, which was me
exactly.
being a femme. Like I didn't want to be a king. That was not in the cards.
Yeah,
I did not want it. I wanted to be a thing. I've always wanted to be a thing. That's always how it's been. And so like I created this persona of this alien who thinks she's a human when she's not. And
I love
she
that.
is, yeah, and she's like all like pink and like pastels and everything like that. But she also has a punk side, which is where like comes in with like DJ and our other drag sister Nathaniel. It's just like she has that in her too, but she also is very like pink and whatever she wants to be whenever she wants to be it. And that was something I hadn't seen a lot of in
Yeah,
our Vancouver community. I know there are some out there and I adore them and they're wonderful humans, but I didn't get to see as much variety as I wanted, and so that's why I started doing what I did.
exactly. If you're not seeing what you want to see, then just be it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Michaela gives very Goldie Hawn and like Death Becomes Her, just like trying to be beautiful, kind of doing it. Um,
Very
I mean
that.
that as a compliment.
Thanks.
Okay,
That's funny.
so let's move on to the looks. Can you explain a couple of your favorite looks to date?
Okay, so I did this like face kini, like fishnet look, a couple weeks ago actually. I really liked how that turned out. My inspiration was like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Party Monster, but like the club
Yes.
kid scene in like the 90s in New York. So that was my inspiration. A lot of people said they got Marilyn Manson from it. I see that because of the blue eyeshadow and red lipstick. He's canceled, but but I see it. I see
We
it.
can
I just
separate the art from the artist.
yeah, yeah. You still won't catch me doing a Manson number,
Yeah,
but and then I just
um,
actually recently the other day did like my version of glam. So I did a glam look. I painted very soft for that. I mean, I would definitely did my lip like way too fucking huge because I'm so used to like my clown lip all the time. So you live and learn, I guess. And then yeah, I do a lot of clown looks actually, and I usually do like a color palette with my clown looks. So like I'll match my contact lenses to the eyeshadow, and I'll try and incorporate that with my hair color, kind of thing. I like I like a color coordinated look, I guess.
we love.
I
No,
Yeah.
love that.
the titties on the soft look were just
Yeah,
like everything.
that was my
Oh my
Christmas
gosh.
gift from my mom and my sister.
Get
Yeah,
you a
they got me.
sister that will
Nathaniel
get
and
you a pair of
DJ
double D's.
Yeah.
Nathaniel and DJ could not stop talking about it. They were both like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, guys, it's a breastplate. It's a breastplate.
Like
Michaela
they,
sitting here was like, y'all, it's not
you're like,
It's
like
not
no big
like
deal.
it's wonderful and it's super cool, but like it was not like the end of the world. But to everybody, it was they were both like, "Oh my gosh, have you seen?" And I was like, "Yes,
That's
I saw," but
hilarious.
also like, geez,
I gotta
yeah.
say, I gotta give them kudos though, because they got me like a really nice pair. Because like some of them are like cotton filled, so they're lighter, but they got me like the silicone filled ones, so they got like bounce to them. I'm just like, damn,
silicone is
okay,
hefty.
it
Like
is, yeah.
my
Crazy.
silicone like mermaid tail is just like, ooh, she hits right. I know how Michaela, don't you give me that fucking look.
I'm
bitch.
just not gonna say anything about your mermaid tail. I'm just gonna sit here.
She's
smile.
a prosthetic. We love her. She's full silicone. She's great. Okay. I'm kind of out of questions. So I just wanted to give you this moment to plug your socials, let everyone know where they can find you.
Okay, so I'm Luxy Charms 666 on all platforms. It's pretty simple. TikTok, I actually just reached 2,000 followers today, so that's exciting. Especially because I like just made the TikTok in September. So like I'm just like, damn, okay. So that's been a lot of fun. So you can catch me there. I'm usually doing little funny bits on there with my drag looks. And then, of course, Instagram. I usually post my looks and stuff like that. And sometimes I do my transformations too. So definitely check those out if you're intrigued on how I got from this to that. So yeah, that's my plug.
Alrighty. As I said before, I'm kind of out of questions. So
No, you're fine. You're fine.
thank you
I'm gonna
so
get
much
to
for
dinner
coming.
soon anyway, so you're good.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Everyone get some food, by the way. Take your meds, drink water.
Right?
I see you.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
my audience. But
Mental
thank
health
you
is
so much.
important.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't take care of yourself. No, but thank you so much for coming on and doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I was very touched that you guys even thought of me, to be honest. So it's very sweet. Thank you so much.
Hi. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, we're not doing that.
Leave it in.
I gotta keep that.
Leave it in. Cut the cameras.
Welcome back to We Are So Not Straight podcast, and this is a little new segment we are calling the Queer Collective. We have gathered a team of our content creator friends, streamers, in this case, drag queen. But this week we are keeping it in the family because we have our... I'm not going to say talented because talented is questionable, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So this week we have on Nathaniel or Mystic Minx.
Who also happens to be our drag sister.
Yes.
So everybody is
Yeah, she's our drag
clear
sister.
on
Also,
that.
peep the We Are So Not Straight merch. Anyway, as I said before, we have our lovely drag sister here with us.
It's me.
But we love her, and
No,
she's been
I'm very
asking us
excited.
over and over again when she's going to be on the
She's been
podcast
begging.
as a guest.
And
so...
Michaela and I love doing charity work. We are advocates for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So there will be a link in the show
It's the
notes.
Make a Minx Foundation. Thank you.
Well, we all are. We are actually advocates for the Make-A-Wish.
Yes,
Great
that's very
foundation.
true. That's very true.
But
We picked this
yeah.
one up off the side of the road and decided to give her a chance. No, okay.
Hello.
Let's actually get into it because we can talk all we want. And Kiki and Kai Kai, not Kai Kai, we're sisters.
Abort mission. Do not do that.
No, okay. So the first question I want to start off with is: you've had a content journey. What is your main form? What is your main platform where people can like find you?
So I would say my main platform, just because it's where I started, I would probably say YouTube, and that's probably where I feel like I can express myself the most, where I have the most fun, and like any project that you'll see me like kind of working on like either TikTok or like Twitter, Instagram, like basically anywhere else, it all tends to like funnel into some bigger project that I have from YouTube. Because I've been doing YouTube for almost 5 years now. It's like the longest creator journey I've had, because like the first thing I ever created was literally my first short film ever that I made at the end of sophomore year in high school. Like right as I finished, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. And then that was my first YouTube video, and then I uploaded weekly videos for like 2 years after that, every single week, and it's all just kind of snowballed from there.
So in those 5 years, do you feel you've grown or changed?
Yes, quite a lot. Because I started out just doing like for my first year on YouTube, like I was just like, I love the idea of YouTube. I love editing videos. I love putting stuff out. but I didn't quite know what I wanted to do. So it was a lot of like story time videos and, you know, like doing a Q&A type thing. Like your very like basic bare bones YouTube stuff. And then I started to transition into
Gaslight Hannah. Very,
not that. I then started to transition into like doing kind of like video essays because I was like, okay, like I definitely like I was getting a lot more into film. I was getting more serious about it, especially the editing side. So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll try that. And then that kind of switched into me doing movie reactions. And then it switched into me kind of doing like comedic movie commentaries with like my fun meme editing that I like to do. But now, obviously, I took a break off of YouTube, which I know you two know, for almost 2 years now, just because of a lot of family stuff in my personal life. But literally just this week, I have launched my comeback era and everything, and I'm so very excited because like throughout this whole time I've like documented all that time in the space in between. I just never put anything out. So the vibe that I'm very much going into now is sort of documenting the life of a young queer artist and just kind of the journey that I go with that, because I very much feel like with everything I've personally been through in my life that I've gotten a second chance at life, and I don't want to waste it. So I want to share my story with the world, create stuff that I know only I can do, create worlds and experiences that nobody on this earth has ever seen before. And even if that, like, this may sound cliche, but even if what I do just inspires like one person to go for that in whatever way that looks like for them or in their life, then I truly believe I have done my job and why I'm on this earth still. So yeah.
I love that. I think
Eve
that's
explaining her art.
I am Hollow Eve of Destruction.
I was gonna say something so
Hollow.
cute and sentimental, and you just ruined it. Excuse me.
No, say it.
It has been a wonderful thing seeing where you started off and where you have gotten to in the time that we have known you. I mean, I think DJ, even though he wouldn't admit it, would say the same thing. However, I kind of want to go back a little bit because a little birdie, and by little birdie I mean you, told us
the one person
that the one person that actually knows. Anyways, so you were talking about your background in like filmmaking and stuff like that, and I know that your background in filmmaking actually allowed you to be able to go to the Tribeca Film Festival. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when I moved to my high school in sophomore year, because I moved around a lot, I've been in like 3 different school districts. I moved to my school called Parkland. It's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Love that place. In sophomore year, and I was looking like get involved just with some sort of club or something. TJ, are you okay?
No, the musical theater kid in me, whenever I hear Allentown, all I can think of is 42nd Street, and it's the line. It's like, Allentown. Sorry.
Oh. But, so we were moving to Pennsylvania, and I think it was the TV studio program and, like, the level of our theater department that, like, made me decide, like, because I was like, my parents were like, okay, we have these 2 school districts that you can choose from. Take your pick, do some research, and I chose Parkland, the one I went with. And literally by like my 3rd day there, I introduced myself to the TV studio program. Like it was mainly very news based. We would do like a live show every day that was basically like the morning announcements, but it was like a full production studio. And then I made a bunch of amazing things. Made so many amazing friends, so many amazing memories. Really discovered my love for editing and telling narrative and storytelling and just crazy creative filmmaking ideas. And then right at the end of my senior year, before the second half of it got canceled due to COVID, my advisor, Mr. Greth, came up to me and he was like, I have this film festival. I want you to submit to it. Because by then I was like the head editor. I was like the like film person, not as much like the news story. And like I also was the official digital media director. I like ran all of our socials and everything. So basically like what I've turned into now, like that was where I like really like found my shtick for that stuff. And so I submitted to it, and I had to write a script where it was, I had to highlight like a teen issue, but be able to tell it through the lens of like VR storytelling. And I wrote it about like teenage drinking and driving, because that's obviously a very important issue. And like, it started out with like, you know, like these bunch of kids like playing with like on a little playground, and they have like these little like toy cars, and then they start to go to each other, like one of them sipping a juice box, and then right as they go to collide to each other, all of a sudden it like transitions to like nighttime. It's a giant crash and everything, and then you find out it's all real, and where the juice box was, it's an alcohol bottle. So it was kind of like
a nice.
Think
of is that meme of what y'all finna get into.
Yes, it was very that. We told her to buckle up. It was very that. But then, so I submitted the script, and then I found out that a couple weeks later that I was one of 5 high school filmmakers selected, like handpicked by AT&T to go to the Tribeca Film Festival for a weekend, like all expense paid and everything, which is still like, can I swear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's still like such a mind fuck for me that was able to happen. But I didn't get to go in 2020 because the festival was obviously canceled because COVID. But then they brought us back in 2021, not only with the 4 others that I won with and the 5 I was a part of, but also with the 5 people that won that year. So there was like 10 of us, like 10 kids just like me, who like all got to go on this like amazing once in a lifetime experience. And I documented the whole thing and everything, like the whole trip, every single moment that I could. So I'm actually turning that into a documentary that's going to be coming out probably around June-ish or so is what I'm aiming for, but definitely at some point in like the middle section of this year. It's like it's one of the many pieces in my grand comeback scheme this year. And wouldn't trade it for anything. So fucking amazing. Got to go to New York. I saw Stonewall. Got to go to Tribeca. Collab with Warner Brothers. Like, it's so great.
So speaking of comeback, what motivated you to pick up this lifeless dead carcass that was your YouTube channel again?
DJ! Oh my gosh.
Listen,
okay, so
so
here's the funny thing between... wait, I want to say something. Here's the funny thing about our dynamic that you're going to see here. I am like the supportive I'm always there, like gonna be like, okay, yeah, I really think that we should, do this and whatever. And then like behind the scenes, I'll talk to DJ and be like, I really don't think this is a good idea. DJ is the opposite. DJ will be like, I really don't think this is a good idea. And then he'll come back to me and be like, okay, but also. So we're polar opposites. We have a little dynamic
that Michaela is like the cartoon.
Hamilton!
I don't know if y'all can fucking see this man.
Yeah, hi, baby, I love you.
We love you, Hammy.
Don't you bark at me.
He said, pack it up for Loops.
Yeah.
He said,
look at him.
He said,
like,
Dad,
I know what you are.
Why do they need a parade? No.
Hamilton, buddy.
Hamilton,
okay.
what's that?
What?
Ooh, she's
you want me to
dragging.
let you out?
Let him out. Bye, Hamilton. We love you.
Bye, Hammy. I love
Bye,
you.
bitch. Have fun with dinner tonight.
Well, he's doing that. It's hot.
Okay.
I want to support my sisters, but look, we're still gay.
Nathaniel said, I am too hot in my We Are So Not Straight hoodie that Michaela so nicely got me.
Gotten the shirt.
Okay, so what were you asking, my dear?
Oh, what made you pick up your shithole of a YouTube channel?
So, like, I am a type of person that I just need to create to breathe. Like, even though I have an amazing support system around me, and Michaela, you are very much a part of that. I'm
here to be honest. Michaela is here to be nice.
So,
to
like,
be fair, DJ is also a part of that. He just doesn't show it very well.
And it's not like it's not like that my support system doesn't matter, because it does. Everybody needs that, and I have a very lovely chosen family around me. But like, even with that aside, even if I still had that, like, at my core, like, creating is like the one thing that I know can always get me through. It's the one thing that's always been there. Like, I literally need to do it to breathe. Like, if I'm not working on something, I get very depressed. Like, I do not become myself or anything. I don't feel like myself. I've always just needed to. And I feel like through video and editing and storytelling and putting a spin on stuff in the way that I know I only can, And like not in like a overconfident or like self-indulgent way, being like, I'm the best and I am amazing at everything and better than everyone. Like that's not what I'm trying to sound like. It's mostly just like, I know I have something special in a non-conceited way, but also in a confident way. I know I have something very special that I can bring to this world. And so like just through YouTube and stuff, that's like the one way that I truly feel like I can share that story, and through my videos. And I love to just make people laugh. I love to make people feel good. I'm a person who's been at the lowest of the low at points in my life, like as low as you can go and still make it back. So like if I can just, again, even if one person who's going through something like that, if I can just make them feel good, forget about it for a second and inspire them, that's what I'm here to do.
Okay, so
speaking
fun
of,
story.
okay, let's get back on track with this. I don't have a question that goes in that segue, but
I was just gonna say fun story. So one time we were playing Roblox, which, okay, for anybody who is going to try to judge us for the fact that we play Roblox, we play it just because we want to play it, and we play it campy. Like
it's for the meme.
The campiest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, one time we were playing. I don't even remember what game it was. We were playing a game of some sort, some survival game of some sort, and there's this challenge where you have to jump over these like
we were playing
kind of
it's
things.
Basically like Saw inspired. It's not
the Trials.
The Trials, yes.
Wasn't the Trials?
No,
I'm talking about the one where Nathaniel got stuck
Sacrifice
in the
Sanctuary.
Yes, we were playing Sacrifice
Oh
Sanctuary.
yeah!
And so we're playing Sacrifice Sanctuary, and there was a glitch that happened, and Nathaniel's character ended up stuck in the floor and couldn't go anywhere.
I would have won if I didn't get stuck.
We spent half of the time limit dying laughing, watching Nathaniel be stuck in the floor, circling him.
I get so competitive on the Roblox competition shows, because yeah, I know when some people hear it, like they're like, oh, that's cringy, you play Roblox. Guess what? I don't care if it's cringy or not. It's fun. Right. It's camp.
We play Roblox. We play Fortnite. We play not Pictionary. What's the other one? Draw something or whatever it's called. We've played that.
Cards Against Humanity.
Oh my god, Cards Against Humanity. Remember the one time y'all let me pick which decks we used and it got
Oh my gosh.
The amount of furry questions that we got was quite shocking.
Yeah.
It was like 10 in a row. Ridiculous. Which again, we love furries. We're not here to kink shame, but just the numerous amount of furry content that was in that game was quite shocking.
Playing with like 5 other vanilla people, and it's like, what does the furry do on their Saturday night?
Wait, 5 others?
It's like Obama.
Michaela maybe, but you and I know.
I'm sorry?
See, Michaela's also the innocent one.
Yeah, Michaela's the innocent one, but me and DJ.
Me and DJ.
I'm the one. Okay, no. I'm the one that everybody thinks is innocent.
There's no way.
Oh god, I knew DJ was gonna do that before I stopped talking.
I know 6 now.
You must agree.
Everybody thinks. Okay, stop. Everybody thinks I'm the innocent one, but I don't think I'm as innocent as everybody thinks I am. But I'm definitely more innocent than those two. So
I would agree.
Is the straight up motherfucking dick pig. And, well, that doesn't work. Never mind. I don't know where this interview is going.
I don't know where we're going.
Listen, it's very normal.
Let's ask about your drag career.
I was gonna say, so let's get into a little bit more into the Nathaniel Minx now, or the Mystic Minx now. So obviously, as we were saying, you are a drag sister. So can you explain who Mystic Minx is and kind of where you want to take your drag, what direction, kind of thing?
Yeah.
In 5 sentences or less.
So Minx, I would describe her aesthetic. It's very punk, very purple. Purple always. She's very much a demon girl. She is like a cult leader who she'll be your best friend, but she'll also kill you in 0.2 seconds is very much the vibe. And like Minx is always like a side of me that's always been there, that I feel like I finally have gone to let out. And the reason why I call myself Nathaniel Minx, what?
I said when you forget to take your Adderall.
But the reason why I call myself Nathaniel Minx is because like I very much consider my drag side of myself and my out of drag side of myself to be equal parts of myself. And like not in like a multiple personality way, because that is a very serious thing that a lot of people like are actually diagnosed with. That's not how I see it. But I see like Nathaniel as a side of myself that's like 50%. Minx is the other. Both feed off each other. Nathaniel needs Minx. Minx needs Nathaniel. to kind of keep the
All
whole
can
person
think
that I
of
am going.
Is, the Avatar intro, but it's just cursed pictures of Nathaniel Minx. It's like water, it's you falling out of your chair, and then like fire on the thing, and then it's like long ago the four nations lived in harmony.
I love it, but yeah, and so since I also have a film background and everything, and I'm we're almost there, but I'm not quite 21 years old yet, so I can't really perform in clubs. I love to take my film side and my drag side and combine those things to once again create worlds, experiences, and things nobody's ever seen before that I know only I can do. And so
People have seen busted wigs, but
you first. But
I have a story about that.
She is.
I have a story about that.
So I like to create films and music videos and like an ever-going like saga that I like to call the MCU as a joke, because people will say like, oh, like what type of stuff do you work on? And I always say, oh, the MCU, and just like see their faces be like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh yeah, Minx Cinematic Universe. But yeah, I love.
You want to suck Wanda's clit doesn't mean you have to walk around and fucking do.
I am Wanda, thank you. But so I love to, because
that's funny.
I'm also a queen who started during COVID, and I feel like through that, like especially also with the generation that all three of us are in, like a lot of our drag generation kind of started in digital drag during COVID, and so as stuff has started to open up these past couple years, like we've kind of seen like digital drag kind of take a back seat again, as like it's not as much a necessity. Whereas I not only want to keep that alive, but I also want to take it to the next level 122 times over.
Also just are not legally allowed in most places.
Yeah, well that's true, but also like with my film background and everything, like again, I need a create to breathe, and so this is what I'm here to do, and I'm very excited.
Can I tell my story about the busted wigs now, please?
Go for it.
There are several.
Okay,
wait,
so,
do you want
we
to
literally have like a 10 commandments of Nathaniel's busted wig.
Don't listen.
Don't get it. Don't show her off. Don't maim the dead.
God.
No, this is where I stored all this stuff after the music video. It's all the wigs are under here.
Oh, great.
Do you know how much hairspray?
So fun story about these wigs, okay? Are we ready? Here we go. So, I have been helping Nathaniel learn how to style wigs, okay? This is key. Now,
it's not that I haven't been, it's just
say.
I don't have experience.
Exactly. So there's been two things that have been happening. One thing you have to realize, in case you couldn't tell from the fact that we're all on 3 different backgrounds, I don't live near.
We live in like a triangle
live in different
formation.
areas,
Yeah.
okay? It's like a triangle. We live in different places. So I have been trying to teach Nathaniel how to style wigs over Discord, okay? This is the key point.
Literally
here.
just like this, but like it's 3 a.m.
Like this, but that. Okay, so it is what, Nathaniel, probably about midnight at this point. We had been styling one wig for a certain production that Nathaniel just put out, that he will tell you about in a little bit. But anyways, we were styling a wig for it, and he's like, I want to do these bouncy curls. And I was like, okay, well, let's do bouncy curls. Now, another thing you have to know about Nathaniel does not have all of the things in order to do the curls that he wants to do. He only had, at the time, he had rollers and a steamer.
And a wide tooth comb.
And pure vibes. Pure vibes.
Got to be glued hairspray.
And a contact high because of his neighbors.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So we're working with like bare minimum here, okay?
We are in the trenches.
Like,
y'all know Bear Grylls and how he would like eat bugs outside. It was that, but gay. It's like today we're styling this wig with toilet paper and like a fucking.
Today we observe.
Exactly. Okay, so I want to finish my story. So, anyways, so we get these rollers rolled into the hair, and I'm like, okay, but you do know that's gonna give you big curls, right? And he's like, yeah, it's gonna give me big curls, no big deal, whatever. So he rolls it up and whatever, we steam it, we unroll it, and it has these big, like, bouncy curls.
American Girl,
now,
like, timeless curls.
DJ and I both look at it, we're both like, oh my god, look at the curls look great, whatever, like, this whole thing, like, work, whatever. Nathaniel is sitting there looking at it going, So I go, Nathaniel, what's wrong? He goes, I don't like it. And I'm like, well, what are you gonna do about it? Because we've spent a good amount of time on this.
Like 3 hours.
The earth
like,
shook
I don't
and
know.
split open, girl.
So then DJ goes to sleep, okay? So now it's just me and Nathaniel. So then Nathaniel goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my old purple wig that I wore for the Canada show.
Old.
For the Canada show.
It was 5 months ago.
But it's crusty because you don't wash your
old.
shit.
I'm calling it old because it wasn't meant for this specific project.
Okay,
Should we say
that's fair.
seasoned? Your seasoned
Anyways,
wig.
let me finish my story. I want to get it done. So anyways, he says, I'm going to use this wig instead. And I said, okay, well, what do you want to do to it? Well, I want to make it wavy. So I'm like, okay. So we took it and we braided it. Well, I showed Nathaniel how to braid it. He braided it and steamed it. And we take it out and it has this really cool crimped pattern. And I'm like, oh my God, it looks great. Like, this is fantastic. So I go to bed, wake up the next morning to a text from Nathaniel saying, I don't think I like the wig anymore. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? I don't know. So then he puts it on. He sends me a video and he's like, I like it. I like it again. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go back to work because I'm working at this point. Then he texts me again and he goes, okay, actually, I asked a bunch of people and they say that they think that I should straighten my hair for the first part and then like that'll be a bigger change and this whatever. I spent 3 freaking hours on both of these freaking wigs and he did not use either of them in the styles that we made them for him.
Listen, but I am still so appreciative of your time.
Okay, let's move on with this interview because she's falling to shambles. So, what are these wigs for? Tell us about it.
So, as the preamble of my gigantic comeback era that I have planned pretty much for like the entire year, I released a new Minx music video called Party 22, and the main like kind of tagline I've had for it is like, oh well, what happened to Nathaniel Minx? Because I've disappeared for a very long time, and so this is like me finally coming back to what I love and coming back to like almost reclaiming who I am and reclaiming my story, but not in a way of like, oh, I want to return to how I was. Like this is almost me returning to the soul and the heart and the determination and the creative spark that I've had that I have not felt for a very long time, but also combining it with all the experiences that I've had over these past couple years and the personal growth that I've had to really make a motherfucker of a level up, in my opinion. And like through this project, like the whole theme is a party. And it's like, after all this time, what I want this era to be is like, even though like one of my biggest goals for myself this year is to get myself into therapy and like really take care of my trauma and everything. But the whole goal of Party 22 is like, you know what? There's just been so much stuff going on, and it's just been round after another of just trauma and just a whole bunch of other stuff that my whole comeback will address. But it's just like giving yourself permission to dance again, and to dance even when all the lights are off, the jukebox is broken, you're the only one in the building, the disco ball's hanging by a thread, but you still choose to dance. And that's what matters. And that's what and that's what the whole vibe of the music video is. And there's a whole end credit scene that, not to spoil it because you have to watch it to find out, that kind of gives a hint as to where I'm going next with it. And
and if you listen carefully at the beginning, you can hear
yes
in my voices because
you can hear
cameo in there. So
yeah, I
make sure you listen.
I recruited a bunch of people who have been with me through this whole time, or people who I've reconnected with, and I didn't get everybody, which is why like I feel bad. There's a couple people that I really wanted to have in it that I either just didn't get around to asking them, or like they weren't able to get the voice lines in time, which I'm not mad about. Like everybody's busy, and like I'm expecting people like drop their busy lives that drop a hat to do something for me. Like it's all good. So like in case anybody's listening to this and you're wondering why I didn't ask you for any reason, I don't love you any less.
Not
promise.
important.
I promise.
I think that's
you still
all the
haven't said the title of what it's called.
Yeah,
Party 22.
Say that. Did
okay,
you say
it's called Party 22, motherfucker.
Yes, Party 22, a Minx music video out now. YouTube.com/Nathaniel Minx. Please check it out.
Yes. So, very that. So I think that's all the time we have today, but we just want to thank you so much for coming on to the podcast.
Of course.
And just quickly, so that everybody knows where to find you, can you shout out your socials and your YouTube and everything like that? Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me at Nathaniel Minx on literally everything: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I do have an extra Instagram page that's just for Minx, which is called The Mystic Minx. And obviously, make sure to please go check out Party 22, a Minx music video, and like to subscribe to the channel to see all this amazing stuff that I have coming out. I'm so very excited. It's been years in the making. And also, most importantly, make sure to check out Megan, which is now in theaters by the time this episode is out. It is the best movie of our generation. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. And we love you very much.
I love you guys too. And just thank you.
We hope and we know everything that you do in the future is going to be successful and make you happy. So yay for that.
Thank you guys. I love you both. Like real tea. Just thank you both. I'm so proud of you. You guys have done amazing on the podcast, and just I love you too. So thank you.
All right. So for this segment of We Are So Not Straight, we did our season 15 promo out of context last week, but a little lick of inspiration sent us to this. So we thought it would be
maybe
really
just say though, we didn't actually put out our promo out of context because our episode was too long. So if you guys want to see it, leave a comment down below and let us know. If you're on the YouTube, well, you will be on the YouTube because we're only putting this out on the YouTube. Hello. Yeah. But anyways, if you want to see our out of context opinions on the promo looks, we have like this whole segment that we did not release. If you want to see it, leave a comment down below. Let us know because maybe we'll release it as like a bonus scene at some point. So
it is very long. Michaela and I like talking, but to get our season 15 fix in, because it is very exciting, we thought it would be fun to do a season 15 fantasy draft.
Draft.
Yes, with sound effects. So, these were just kind of our rules and guidelines, and if you want to do
I'm keeping that in.
I'm very excited. If you guys want to do this, feel free to follow along at home. We'll be explaining the rules, and you can totally mix and match and create your own stuff, kind of like we did. But these are just our basic rules, and we will start off with how we actually drafted for the queens.
Yeah, so the way that we ended up drafting was we actually put all of our names on a spinning wheel, and whoever got the first, like it landed on first, got first pick. Then we did it until everybody had been selected. Then what we did was we moved on it to make it make sense. We started with the first person, then the second person, then the third person. Then the
I
next
was the
round,
third person.
Yeah, I was second. But then the next round, the second person picked first, then the third person, then the first person. If that makes sense. So we did that order until we each had 3 performers, and then we all picked a alternate performer. So if our performer goes home, we can collect points from that performer, but that's only when our one performer goes home. That's the key point.
Yeah, they're kind of our safety net. So if you're 3 queens down and it's the finale and you're sitting there watching everyone else with all their performers, it's like, oh well, fuck my life. So we also did it with 4 people in total, just because we had 16 competitors, and our 4th, he's a dear friend of ours. He's basically straight, but he is gay, so we just kind of gave him the leftovers.
It was basically because we wanted to pick our teams, and he was not available.
He didn't care.
He got whoever was left.
I mean, honestly, his team isn't that bad. Which, actually, should we read out the teams?
I was about to say, none of our teams are bad. I feel like we all got a good team.
On my team, I have Spice, Amethyst, Irene Dubois, and my safety net is Mistress Isabel Brooks.
I have Marsha, Lux Noir London, Sugar, and my safety net is Aura Mayari.
Now, our lovely drag sister, who is also featured in this segment of this podcast, their team is Sasha Colby, because he got first pick. I was very mad about that. Sasha Colby, Anetra, Jax, and their safety net is Selena S. Titties.
And then our friend Joey's team is Lucy LaDuca, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, Princess Poppy, and Robin Fierce.
Technically, they didn't get a pick of a safety net because they weren't.
We actually don't know which one is their safety net. I'm sure that he will let us know which one that is at some point.
Yeah. We are doing watch parties of this just so we can, keep a tally of the points, and we have all of this in a shared Google Doc with all of us just so we can, read the rules easy, interpret them easy. So speaking of the rules, for the Maxi Challenge and Lip Sync, we just kind of went in interval order. So a win will award your competitor 5 points.
If you get a high placement, you get 4 points.
If you are safe, you get 3.
Bottom, you get 2.
And if you are chosen to stay from the lip sync, you get 1.
And obviously, if you're eliminated, you get 0 points.
We did it this way just so, everyone was earning points and we would have some kind of a visible final standing. So,
however, we did decide we were going to do a couple of little multipliers, which aren't really multipliers because we didn't really make them times anything or stuff like that. So
we're all gay.
Bear with us, but we're calling them multipliers. So if your performer cries during the episode, you lose a point.
Oh, these are all main episode things. We are not including.
Yeah, we're not doing Untucked because that would be unfair. So, but if they cry in the main episode, you lose a point.
So then, if there's a fight during the main episode, you lose 2. Now, we kind of went back and forth over what constitutes a fight, and we were it had to be bitch, I am from Chicago level, fight, or if you don't have star quality, that.
Also, they have to start the fight. If they're involved in the fight, and it's they've been chosen to be fought at, that doesn't count. But if they are the person who starts the fight, that's when you lose the points.
So if it's Britta versus Aiden, Britta would lose 2 points.
Correct. So then we have this one we thought was funny. So if your queen or person or performer is the first person to say, let's get out of drag, you get a point. I thought it should have been you lost a point, but everybody else argued that it should be.
Because it's let's get out of drag, free everything, anyway. The next one also kind of goes with that. If your performer is the one to say, it's a new day in the workroom, you earn a point.
If your performer doesn't know how to sew, you lose a point.
Or season 15,
straightforward.
Not counting international,
Yeah, straightforward, obvious.
Yeah. And then the next one I have is if you make RuPaul sound like a helicopter with her laugh, you earn a point.
And that has to be one of her big laughs.
Like Utica when she asked her if she smoked weed.
Yeah, very that. If you lose, if your performer loses an article of clothing unintentionally during a lip sync, you lose a point. However, if they take off their shoes during a lip sync, you lose 2 points. Because I'm sorry, we have been told many a times to not take your shoes off during a lip sync. They know better. So if they do it, you lose 2 points. 1 for each shoe.
1 for each foot. Wait, what if they keep one on? Jasmine kind of hobbled around for a little bit.
Okay, but hers was she kicked it off accidentally. So that doesn't count. But if they full on take their shoes off like they do in the ones and they're dancing around in their nylons, no.
I love how you call them nylons.
Whatever.
They're stockings.
Anyways, that's our rules of our draft. Now, these are the ones that we came up with. Obviously, you can come up with your own. There's a few people on TikTok who do their own drafts. I actually will put down in the link below the video that we got our inspiration from, because I can't remember their name right now, and I'm so very sorry, but I will put the video down in the description if you want to watch that. But that's what we're doing for our rules. Obviously, you can make your own and make it however you want.
People do really fun things, the one in the video was if Michelle wears green, this is where we were alright, let's tone it down. But if it was if Michelle wears green and she hates it, they lose 2, but if she likes
it's if someone wears green and Michelle comments on it.
Yeah.
If she comments on it, then you lose points. If she comments on a bad comment on it, you lose points. Or if she doesn't comment at all, you lose points. If she comments and she says she likes it, you earn points. That was
At that point, it was starting to sound like what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 2 at night, and we just kind of got lost.
So we dumbed it down for our sakes.
Yeah. But that's it. We are going to be keeping up with it week by week with our watch parties, and we will be updating you week by week. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, because the first episode, well, technically, when you're listening to this, it will have already happened. But when we're filming this, it actually happens tomorrow. So you are going to have already watched the episode, hopefully, at this point. But you will not hear what has happened to our drafts and everything like that until next week when we update you on our points.
Period.
I think that's that.
Yeah.
We really don't know how to end these segments.
We don't know how to end these. Just we're so excited for it. On to the next.
On to the next thing.
I think that brings us to the end of our episode. So I hope you all have a amazing rest of your day, night, dick appointment, wherever you may be. And we will
DJ.
Yes, Michaela.
Okay, first of all, that was a very weird outro. But second of all, we forgot to tell everybody about our socials.
Oh, do you want to do that?
Sure. Our Instagram is We Are So Not Straight Pod. Our Twitter is Not Straight Pod. You know our YouTube, as you're obviously watching us right here. But if you did not, which is weird, it is We Are So Not Straight Podcast. You can also find all of our other videos from season 1, as well as last week's episode, on our playlists and everything like that on our channel. So go check those out. They are fantastic. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, you can email us at wearesonotstraight@gmail.com. All this information will be down in the description box below. All right, DJ, you can finish the outro.
Okay, as I was saying before, I hope you all have a fantabulous rest of your day, and we will catch y'all in the next one. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.